Hey guys, I hope that you enjoyed the second lesson and that it was helpful for you to reinforce some concepts from arithmetic sequences. I just encourage you to keep going. You are doing it pretty well, okay? And in this third lesson, what we're gonna see is how to combine what we already know from arithmetic sequences with an old friend of yours, which is simultaneous equations. No worries, don't stress out, okay? Actually, if you don't remember how to solve simultaneous equations by graphing method or by substitution or by elimination, no worries. IB does not expect that you use or that you solve it manually. Actually, you are allowed to use the graphic display calculator to solve them. Okay? So, let's see how we do that, how we combine simultaneous equations with arithmetic sequences. Let's go. Okay, so this video is going to be divided in two parts. First, we're going to see how to solve simultaneous equations using the graphic display calculator. And then we're going to see how we can use that with arithmetic sequences. Okay, so first of all, I'm using TI-84 plus CE. In this model, something that I have, I'm going to show it here. I think that you can see it pretty good. Okay, so in this calculator, we have an app, okay, where I can solve simultaneous equations by just putting the coefficients of the different variables in the calculator. Let's see how to do that, okay? So here you can see my calculator. The first thing that you should do is press the button that says apps, okay? Here you're gonna find all the applications that are built in the calculator, okay? So you need to go to the ninth option, the one that says apply simultaneous to, okay? I'm gonna press enter. This is the ninth option. And there, you need to select the option that says simultaneous equations. I'm gonna zoom in, manually zooming in. Okay, notice that option number 2, it says simultaneous equation solver. Okay, so I'm gonna press, I can either scroll with the cursor buttons, or I can press the number 2. Okay, so I'm gonna press number 2. Here the calculator is going to ask me, and this is very important, okay? So how many equations do I have? Normally we'd work with 2 equations, but there could be cases where we have 3 equations, okay? Just remember that the golden rule in simultaneous equations is that the number of variables you have is the same number of equations you should have. If you have 3 variables, you should have 3 equations, okay? If you have 4 variables, you should have 4 equations, and so on, okay? In this case, I have 2 equations and 2 variables, okay? I'm gonna show you here. You can see in front here the equation I'm gonna be using. It is 3x plus y equals 7, and the other one is 3x plus 2y equals 8, okay? That is what we're gonna work with. So notice that in the calculator, what I'm gonna set is that there are 2 equations and that there are 2 unknowns or 2 variables, okay? Once I have set that, now I need to press I need to select the option that says next. How? Well, first, you need to understand that each of these keys that I have here, y equals, window, zoom, trace, and graph, all those are connected with the links or the icons that we have here. So main, if I want to select main, for example, I need to press y equals. If I need to press next, I need to press the button that says graph, okay? So I'm gonna press next. And now the calculator is asking me to input the 2 equations, okay? So I'm gonna press 3 enter x, it is plus, so enter again. In front of the y, the coefficient is 1. Okay, remember that when y has nothing, it is 1, so 1y, and then equals to 7. Okay, the other one is 3, enter, 2, plus first, then 2, and now equals to 8. Okay, so I already input the two equations. Now I need to press, or I need to select the option that says solve. Okay, again, remember that each of these buttons is connected with each of these options that I have here. So if I want to press solve, I need to go to graph again. With that, notice that immediately the calculator is telling me that x equals 2 and y equals 1. Okay, so this is how we solve simultaneous equations in the calculator. Let's practice this. Okay, so I'm going to show you here in the screen, I'm going to show you another problem. Okay, 4x plus 3y equals 14, and then the second equation is 5x plus 7y equals 11. Okay, try to solve it. Remember, pause the video, do the whole procedure, and when you're ready to check your answer, then play the video again. Okay, so I imagine that you already solved this. Okay, I forgot to tell you how to go back. Okay, so if you are already here, how do I get back? I need to press the option that says main. Okay, so main, notice that it brought me back to the main menu, and again I'm going to press simultaneous equation solver, second option. Okay, two equations again, two unknowns, okay, again two variables, and then next. Okay, now I'm going to input the coefficients. So 4 plus 3y equals 14. Okay, and then 5 equals 7, plus 7y equals 11. And now I just need to press the option that says solve. Okay, so there you get the answer. X equals 5 and y equals -2. So this is how we can use a graphic display calculator to determine the solutions of a simultaneous equation. Okay, now we're going to see how we can combine this with arithmetic sequences, which is the main concept we are learning. Okay, so first, how do I know that I have a case of simultaneous equations in arithmetic sequences? Well, the most important thing is that you are going to have two incognites or two unknowns. Normally, the two incognites or the two unknowns values are the first term and the common difference. Okay? Normally, those are the values. Why them? Because we need those two values in order to determine any other value of the sequence. Okay, so when those two values are missing, normally it is a case of simultaneous equations combined with arithmetic sequence. Let's see the first example. Okay, so first example, it says, let me zoom out in order for you to see better. Okay, there we are. I'm going to read it. It says, in an arithmetic sequence, the seventh term, so U7, I'm going to write it down. U7 equals -13. The 19th term is 47. So U19 is 47. Find the first value and the difference. So U1 and D. Okay, so how we're gonna do this? First, we need to bring the main formula of an arithmetic sequence. So I'm talking about UN equals U1 plus N minus, hold on, let me clean a little bit. I'm gonna ask production to pass me the toilet paper. Okay, because I need to clean here the tablet. Okay, so I was saying that I'm going to write the equation. So un equals u1 plus n minus 1 times t. Perfect. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do with this equation, I'm going to replace the information that I know for each of the two terms. So first, let's work with the seventh term. Okay. So I know that the seventh term is negative 13. Okay, notice that what I'm doing is I am replacing the value of the seventh term in the equation, in the main one. Okay, now equals u1, but I do not have u1, so I'm gonna keep it as u1. Then n is 7 because I'm talking about the seventh term, minus 1 times d. And I do not know d because it's the other variable. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine or simplify this expression. So I have 7 minus 1 is 6d. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reorder this. So I'm going to switch because I feel more comfortable working with the variables in the left side of the equation. So u1 plus 6t equals negative 13. That is my first equation. Okay, I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the other term, which is u19. Okay, I'm going to change the color. Hold on. So I'm going to use this red color. Okay, so here is u19. I'm going to work with u19. And I know, again, same equation. I know that u19 is 47 equals to u1 plus n, in this case, is 19. Okay, so 19 minus 1 times d. And I do not know a d. Okay, so I'm going to simplify here. Okay, 19 minus 1 is 18. And here I have the second equation. I'm going to just write. Okay, I'm going to switch the sides of the equation. And notice that here I have the two equations. Let me label them. Okay, so this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay, now we have the two equations. We are ready to input them in our calculators in order to find the answer. Just remember something. u1 is going to be the x and d is going to be the y. Okay, so knowing that, let me scroll a little bit up. Okay, I'm gonna bring my calculator. Okay, and I'm gonna go to, let's go from the beginning. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of the app. So I have the calculator in the main screen. I need to press the option that says apps. Okay, remember that is this one, option that says apps. Okay, here I need to select the 9th option, the one that says apply simultaneous to. Okay, and here I need to select the option number 2, simultaneous equation solver. There, the calculator is going to ask me how many equations do I have. I have 2 equations, and how many variables? 2 as well. Okay, now next, and I need to input the 2 equations. Remember that u1 is x and d is y. So in this case, I'm going to input this first one, the blue one. Okay, so it says 1 u1, that means 1x, plus 6d, 6y, equals negative 13. Something important about the negative in the graphic display calculator. You are going to find that there are 2 negatives. This one is the one of subtraction, and this one is when we want to say that the number is negative. This is the negative that we need to select. Okay, do not use the other one. If you use the other one, you are going to get an error. Okay, so once I have clarified that, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see better. Okay, I'm going to press enter. Let's go to the second equation, okay, which is the red one. Okay, in the red one, we have 1x plus 18y plus 47. Okay, and now we need to press, so we notice that we input the two equations. I'm going to press solve. Okay, and there I have the two values. Remember, x is u1 and it gave us negative 43 and d equals 5. So I found that, okay, I found that u1 is negative 43 and d equals 5. If you found other values, that means that you input the equations wrong in the calculator. Okay, so that is the first example. Let's see if you got this. Okay, so here we have another example. Okay, I'm gonna put it here and I'm gonna read it. After I read it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pause the video, you're gonna try to solve this, and then we're gonna check answers, okay? So I'm gonna read it. It says, in an arithmetic sequence, the 7th term is negative 9 and the 19th term is 39. So pretty similar. Okay, find the common difference. Here they are just asking us one of the values, okay, not the first term. Okay, give only the exact value as your answer. That's it. Okay, so pause the video, try to solve it. I imagine that you already did it, so I'm gonna do it the fastest I can, so you can just check. It says 7th term is negative 9, okay, 19th term is 39, okay. So what I'm gonna do, again, I'm gonna use the main formula and I'm gonna replace those values here. So u7 equals, let me clean the screen because, okay, so now I'm gonna get the main formula. Un equals u1 plus n minus 1 times t. Okay, u7 is the first term I'm gonna be working with. Okay, and is negative 9 equals u1 plus n is 7 minus 1, 6, 60. So I have the first equation. Let's go to the second equation, u19th. Okay, I know that is 39 equals u1 plus n is 19 minus 1, 18, 18d. Okay, I have the two equations here and I'm gonna input them in my calculator. Okay, so negative 9, sorry, no, is 1 because it's x, no, plus 6d equals negative 9. Okay, next one, 1 plus 18 equals 39, and then solve it. Okay, with this we have found that u1 is negative 33 and d is 4. Notice that the question is just asking us for the common difference, so I'm going to write here that d equals 4, and that's it. That is the answer of this problem. So I hope that you got it right. Okay, let's see the last problem of today's lesson. Okay, so it says, this one is a challenge. Okay, it says the first 3 terms of an arithmetic sequence are k plus 1, the second term is 2k plus 1, and the third term is 4k minus 3. What is the value of k? Wow, how do we answer this? Okay, so notice something. There's a link, there's a connection between each of these terms, and that connection is the difference. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna subtract the second term with the first one, okay? Or in other words, from the second term, I'm gonna subtract the first term, okay? And that is going to give me an expression. That expression equals the common difference. Then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna subtract from the third term the second term, okay? That is going to give me another expression which is also equal to the difference. Because both of the two expressions that I'm going to find are equal to the difference, I'm able to make them equal. And with that, I'm going to be able to find the k. So let's see if we are able to do that, okay? So as I said, First, I'm going to say that the difference is 2k plus 1 minus, and then the first term, k plus 1. Okay? So, let's see. 2k plus 1. Remember that this negative is going to multiply each of the elements of the second parenthesis, so negative k minus 1. Okay? So 2k minus k is k, and positive 1 minus 1 is 0. So that means that the difference equals to k. Okay, that is the first part. I cannot solve this yet. Okay, I'm gonna work with the other two terms. Okay, the third and the second. I'm gonna change the color. Okay, so also I know that the difference equals 4k minus 3, which is the third term, minus the second term, 2k plus 1. And again, remember that this negative sign that is in front of the parenthesis is going to multiply each of the elements, okay? So, negative 2k minus 1. Now, what I need to do is simplify this. 4k minus 2k is 2k. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. Okay, so notice that I already have the two expressions that represent the difference. What I'm gonna do is I have two options. I can use my calculator and input the two equations, but I think that is easier if we make them equal. Why? Because the two expressions equals the same thing. They equal the difference. Okay, so what I'm saying is that, let me change the color. What I'm saying is that k equals 2k minus 4. How is that possible? Remember that k is the difference, and also 2k minus 4 is the difference. So in other words, what I'm saying is the difference equals the difference. They have the same value, but they are written differently. Okay? So now what I have is actually a simple equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass all the k's to one side of the equation, and then I'm going to leave the negative 4 alone, and then I'm going to solve the equation. So let's do that. K minus 2k equals negative 4, and then here negative k. Okay, remember that 1k minus 2k is negative k, equals negative 4, and if negative k equals negative 4, that means that k equals 4. Okay, so we already answered the question. The question was, what is the value of k? The value of k is 4. Okay, so this was the last problem that we had for today. I hope you find this video useful, and remember, here below you have a button that says subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do it. Also, give a like to this video if you like it. If you don't like it, don't do anything. Okay? And also remember that you have a link here where you can download some resources like PDF, the slides that I'm using. Okay? So you can use it and you can practice with them. If you find any question that you are not able to answer, please write them on the comments so I can make another video answering those kind of questions. Okay, so again, I hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. See you in the next one. Adios.